So I'm on a never-ending quest to really dial this 670 Skidoo swapped Honda Pilot in, and my goal is to really kind of figure out what the true top speed of this thing is, but I want to do some clutch tuning. I've been slowly picking away at the primary clutch on here, kind of making a few modifications, and we're going to pull this clutch off and kind of do a couple more modifications here, and then I want to do a top speed. I did one once in the past, in a previous video. This thing, it hit about, I think it was like 68 miles an hour, which at the time it was pretty hot out. It was like 95 degrees. It was running rich still. I've done some carb tuning since then, and I've done a lot of clutch tuning. Basically though, since I've done that, I added a tachometer on there to see what I was running for RPM. After seeing that, I was maybe getting to about 7,000-ish RPM, which this motor should run about 8,000. So given this thing running the correct RPM, as well as running right jetting and stuff like that, it should be a lot faster. Which transmission-wise in this thing, it's still the stock Pilot transmission and gearing there. So it's not like this thing's gonna be instantly like 100 miles an hour or something like that. We're still working with a stock gearing, which with the stock Pilot is about 60 miles an hour. But this motor should rev a little higher than what the stock Pilot motor does too, and the clutch is a little bit different, so we should gain some more. Realistically, I think this thing should be able to do about like 75, 80 pretty easy, but my biggest thing is it should just be able to get there fast and just spin these tires whenever and really throw some big rooster tails and stuff like that. So let's pull this primary clutch off of here and do a little more modification. So in order to pull this clutch off, we need to first take off this training bolt. Oh yeah, this is like a double threaded on this thing. There we go. And then this is our puller that we've got here. This guy will thread right down in there. There we go. Alright, so this is our clutch on it. So this is the regular Skidoo Snowmobile clutch. The nice thing about these TRA clutches is they have these little clicker adjustments right here that are labeled. So the point of these is they will actually increase your upper, like governing RPM by about 200 RPM. The higher the number, increases the RPM, which is great for fine tuning. In which I had these originally on like the 6th position, which was all the way up. Still wasn't getting, the most I was getting was maybe 7,500 RPM. So previously, I pulled this one apart on the weights on here. I drilled some holes in them to take a little weight out of it. And what we're going to do is take some more weight out of it. So the less weight we've got on these little rollers, the more RPM this engine's going to pull, as well as take a little bit more RPM to engage that clutch, launch a little harder off the line. So what we're going to do is pull this clutch apart quick. So this outer clutch does remove. Basically put your puller back in there, hit on this top side. Once we've got these two things pulled apart, we can pull this outer cap off. There's some little guides down in here, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to pull this apart to get to the rollers on it. So let me pull it out and show you the rollers. So that other outer cap is removed. These are the little rollers right in here, and these guys, what they do is they roll on these ramps, and that's what actually pushes on this sheave. So basically these things work on centrifugal force, so the lighter weight these are, the less force they will create at RPM. So it takes more RPM with less weight to engage this spring and everything. So what I've already done previously is drilled a hole about 3/4 of the way down here. So originally these weights were like 17 grams a piece. Right now I've got them set up to be about 13 grams. So what we're going to do is drill all the way through here, hopefully get them down to maybe about 10 grams a piece. Ideally what that's going to do is increase our engagement RPM, as well as allow this thing to run a little higher RPM at full throttle. My goal is to be basically 8,000 RPM. When you pin the throttle, it should jump to 8,000 and just sit there and hold it. And that's my goal. So this is the little weighted pin. They do make some specialty ones where they have like threaded inserts and you can kind of add and subtract weights, but these are the stock ones. So right now, yep, like 13.2 grams. So we're going to drill the rest of the way through this and then see what we get down to. All right, we got it down to like 11.2, 11.3 by like drilling down and then also kind of step drilling there. So I don't know, we'll try it from here, see what this thing does. All right, we've got that clutch installed back on. I took it for a couple quick little rips here just around the shop, and it feels really good so far. Haven't really pushed it too hard yet, so we're gonna run over to a little gravel road, big wide open gravel road. There's also a little blacktop over there too that we'll do some harder pulls with it and maybe some top speed here. So let's head out there and have some fun. All right, we got this thing out here. We've got a nice big gravel road, kind of each direction and stuff. It's kind of a blacktop over there, which is a little busy when I pull down. So we'll see what it's like if it feels pretty stable going fast down this road, or if I feel like I need to be on some pavement. Well, let's go warm this thing up a little bit. Alrighty, tack right there. We'll watch this thing's at. Ideally, max RPM on it is about like 7,900 RPM. I like it. It's also like 80 degrees right now. It's not too hot. Pretty good. Felt about as fast as I wanted to go, honestly. Let's hit this little ditch here. I think we can kind of maybe wheelie up the end of it. Well, I think maybe we go see if that blacktop road's busy at all. Do a little top speed down that run. I get stuck out here. Well, we got it back here. So I just downloaded like the speed from the GoPro GPS. Looks like maximum speed was right about 70 mile an hour, which it feels so much faster when you're in it. Like I was hoping this thing would maybe do 80. I mean, realistically though, I don't know if there's really much more top end speed that can be pulled out of it without totally modifying the clutches or something like that. I think right now it's kind of limited by that secondary clutch and everything, where there's really not any overdrive in that, where maybe if I was able to use like the Snowmobile secondary clutch, basically have a wider shift range on that, it'd make a difference. But right now it seems like about 70s the max I can get out of this thing, maybe 75, which I think is just the gearing from that transmission. I mean, it's super fun and it's super torquey. It's very usable speed. I was kind of hoping just to see a super crazy value on the screen, but I don't think it's going to be possible. So I think we're going to have to get this thing out in the sand again, though. Now I've got these clutches definitely tuned a little bit better yet. I think this thing's really going to rip in the sand, especially if I put some paddles on it.